In this video, I'll be taking you through the setups for GEMS Payroll sitting on Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation. So going to the module here, you have the payroll management module, and then you have the setup. So the first thing you have here is the earnings and deduction, which consists of where you will set up all the possible earnings and deduction you have within your organization and the relationship between each of them. So you have the table lookup, which controls the tax element of the payroll. So however your tax is structured can be configured right in here. You have the employee group that controls how you structure the various pay slips that you want to give to each of the cadres that you have within your organization. So you can define as many structures here and put the elements for each of the structure in it and then attached to each employee. You have the personnel category, which helps you to regroup each of the employee into their various cadres as well. You have the employee location, which defines where each of the employees are expected to be working, so that you can create reports and do dimensions on where um, how the payroll is going to be structured. You have the ED factor table as well, which helps you to collate EDs and aggregate them together either by adding or subtracting, and this will in turn return a value to you which you can use within your payroll. You have the posting group. The posting group controls how each of the ED elements relates to your general ledger, so that by the time you finish defining your payroll, the system knows where each one is expected to post into, together with the dimension that it's supposed to use to post. So you can define as many uh, posting groups as you want and attach each of them to the employee. So the system knows that this employee, this is where is expected to post their entries into. You have the parameter which controls the overall. So what does this ED do? Each of the EDs, what they represent, that's what is kept in the parameter, so that the system knows where how to treat each of the EDs. You have the payroll bank. So the payroll bank controls the banks that each of your employees fall into. So depending on which, so that when you want to pay their salary, you know which bank each employee flows into, and then you can do an automatic integration that pulls their entries into their respective banks. You have the payroll period type. So the period type controls how you want to be making payments. Are you making payments at the month end, or you are making payment twice a month, which means you have a half month and then you have a month end? And when do you want to deduct loan? Do you want to deduct loan at the month end? Also, you can always create a new period type here, and you can have as many period type as possible. So you have a payroll design setup which controls your general payroll report. What are the EDs that you want to print on that report, and how is it going to be sorted? What column comes first? What column comes next? And on like that. So this is how you define um, the way the payroll report is going to be structured. And lastly, you have the loan. So the loan helps you to define if you are going to be having interest on the loan, which EDs are going to be used on the loan, and then how you want your loan generally to run. So that's how you define